What's up, you all? I'm live. I'm late. I had to use the bathroom. I'm sorry. Give y'all some time to come in. Let me fix this real quick. What's up, you all? What's up, Heather? And really, this gonna be like just a Q&A. Y'all can ask me any questions. I think the biggest question I get, is uh, why am I logged out? Hold on one second. Um, Hold on one second. Oh, it logged me in. No. Okay. Okay. Thank you, Brittany. Thank you, Heather. Um, so yeah. So last time we got cut off, and I think the most pressing. Thank you for the happy birthday wish. I think the most pressing questions are most folks that know me prior to 2020. They think that I've somehow, I guess, been brainwashed by white people. I mean, that's the no, that's the pressing thing. I've been brainwashed or tricked by white people. Somehow Trump got me under his spell. Somehow white supremacists kidnapped my brain, and somehow Republicans got me, conservatives got me. It's just all these people. But the funny thing is, I actually have not changed as a person. I'm still the same person. I talk about the same things just with a different point of view. JT, what's up? I ain't heard it from JT in a minute. Y'all follow JT, man. JT is a golfer. Um, he's about to turn pro or trying to turn pro. Stephanie, what's up? I see Bree on here. I got a question for you all, real quick. Who do you think I'll end up marrying? Um, what race of woman will I end up marrying? Thank y'all for the birthday wishes, but can y'all answer the question? What race of woman do you all think I'll end up marrying? This should be good. Okay, I got somebody said African. Okay. Somebody said African. Somebody said Latina. Write it down. Somebody said, okay, I got black, I got African, Latina, Hispanic. Someone said, I don't think you're stuck on race. Somebody said, anyone who seeks God. JT said, somebody said Mexican. Somebody said foreign black chick. Somebody said a Caucasian woman. This is funny. I'm just asking. Somebody said black. I'm just curious. Somebody said or a conservative white chick. Somebody said Filipino. Someone said mixed black and Asian. Where y'all getting this stuff from? She gonna be mixed. I have someone for Blanche. I heard that before. Probably already married. What about Indian like Kabbalah? What's up, Manny? Thanks. Well, I'm just curious because most people say white women, white woman. That's why I just wanted to. But y'all pretty much think I'm well versed because y'all got me African, Black, Latina, Hispanic, Mexican, foreign, mixed. So y'all picking all the races. Well, listen. Someone said a beautiful, powerful, melanated woman. I met a Sri Lankan girl 2 days ago. Finest chick I've ever seen on Sri Lanka. What do you want, Blanchard? Well, I'm gonna say this. I really want a good woman. Um, I do want a God fearing woman. I do want a wise woman. I do want a virtuous woman. So, I mean, what I want in a woman is not really confined to a color. Um, I have preferences, obviously. What I've dated in my life has been women from my community. But, you know, as my views changed and, not wanting the snake bite, those numbers start to dwindle down a lot. Um, because most of the women that I would have dated got the snake bite. Most women that I dated in the past got the snake bite. Like, so dating gets real serious now once you introduce that snake bite. Um, Someone say anyone God sends for you, someone who brings out the best in you. Yeah, so these are all things. It's just the not being jabbed thing is cuts down 80% of the population. And in our community, it is and then not to mention sleeping with somebody that got the snake bite. So it's just the numbers go down drastically. So you start looking out, you start saying, okay, if I want this, it's gonna be tough. If I want, right, Manny, a hustle hard, no mouthpiece woman. Um, yeah, 80%. 80% of people. 80% of people got at least over 80% got at least one of those snake bites. 80% got at least one. And I know out of all the new booster or boosted people, we make up 12% of the people that are boosted. Ironically, we make up 12% of the population in the US as well. So, there's a lot of us that got the booster. Um, but anyway, since 2020, my criteria has changed a lot. I still want a honorable woman, but the no snake bite thing takes the numbers down drastically. We do. We need a jab-free Christian mingle site. We call it unbitten. um, Might be a good name for it. Unbitten, unpoked, the pokeless. Oh, shoot your shot. Um, what's up, Katie? But anybody want to ask me any questions? Somebody said unbitten apple, unchipped, unbitten. What if she regretted it and now she regrets it? I mean, listen, I think that there are things that we all regret. You got to learn to live with regrets, but another person's regrets aren't going to be my burden. So if you regret doing something in your life, don't come over here and torture me because people, misery loves company. I think most people that got it regret it, but I mean, what can I do? You want me to mess around with you and transfer them alien octopus babies inside of me? No, I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm good. I'm sorry. I'm good, y'all. Somebody said, "So how old are you?" I am. I want y'all to guess. How do you think I am? I'll tell you. But how do you think I am? Misery is a choice. That's 100% correct. Maddie Bell got it right. Brittany, still y'all close. Y'all are close. Yeah. 85. That's all right. Katie got it right. 85. Katie got it right. But now I'm 44. Somebody said 51. Stop. Nah, but I'm 44. And oh, thanks, Manny. Yeah, 44. But anyway, but still, I'm not transferring the alien snake babies. Um, I'm not transferring the alien snake babies though. I'm sorry, I'm not doing it. So anybody got any more questions? I'm here to answer them. Yeah, somebody said the sudden adult death syndrome. I don't know how folks are falling for that, but thank you, perfecting virtue. Talking about shave the beard. I'm really just happy I'm healthy. You know, just trying to stay in shape. That's all I'm trying to do. Stay healthy and stay in shape. And keep all my teeth. It's my drink right here. You can get these at Sprouts. I think you can get them at Whole Foods. They're usually on sale 2 for $4, or buy one get one free. My max bench press I think is like 325 325 when I was younger. What did I learn at 43? Um, I learned so much. That's tough. I would say yesterday, right? Day before my 44th birthday. I did a podcast about this. I have a podcast called The Dirty Soapbox. Um, I don't really advertise, but I just go in there and just run my mouth. But honestly, yesterday I was doing a job in Montgomery, and there was a Korean lady that was a client. It was a Korean couple. They were older, man and woman. And when I got there to the site, she was there, and I really just noticed how this woman. I really noticed how this woman was just committed. And when I say committed, I mean committed to the task at hand. And I saw her with her husband, and I saw her working with me. And to be honest with you, I couldn't tell any difference. I couldn't tell when we were working together, she gave me the same level of respect and attention that she gave her husband. And I realized yesterday that when people are committed to being honorable, to being respectful, to having character, you can't really turn it off. I believe that when a person is, chooses to really really submit to God, and really we submit to God by how we treat other people. And I just believe that once you are committed to that, it actually changed your DNA. And I believe that that woman, that's who she was. She couldn't turn it off. She could not be honorable. She could not be respectful. She could not be um, attentive to my needs. And basically, the woman was just doing. In matter of fact, even when I came in to do the job, she was like, "Oh, it's gonna be too much work." She even said it like, "It's gonna be too much work." And I was like, "No, I can do it." And I just saw the look of concern on her face because she was like, she was like sweeping around for me, trying to help me. But I really saw yesterday why God made Eve for Adam. And as men, men sometimes, if we're focused on a task, we can become singular minded, meaning that we can tune everything out and just focus on that one task and be like laser focused. But the problem is, a man might neglect certain areas of his life that are important because he is so focused and he is so driven. And to me, that's where a woman comes in. That's where a woman comes into play. As I watched this woman with her husband, I just watched her because he was focused on putting this wall up, in the kitchen. And, I was getting the tile up. This is my first time getting tile. Now y'all realize that I really have gone into the manual labor sector, and learning all this stuff on the fly, you know, everything with homes, all this stuff. So, but anyway, my first tile job, I had to get up 3 layers of vinyl tiles. So really like 3 jobs in one. But this woman, I realized why God made Eve for Adam, because it's not good for man to be alone. Because when man is alone, especially when man is alone and he's focused, he's not going to be balanced and he's going to neglect so many areas of his life. Um, so it was just a blessing to see this woman, and I mean, just so kind and so nice. And then I remember I was going back into the house, and there was a wasp, those red wasps, and I don't fool with wasps. And it's funny because I've been stung by wasps multiple times in my life, and when I move into this place I'm at now, in my AC, the vent, the red wasps, the ones I really don't like, the red wasps were coming through the vent. What are the chances of the wasp I don't like being in the spot I move into? It's crazy. Anyway, I called the exterminator. Exterminator came and he looked. He said he couldn't find where there weren't any bugs or insects. I don't even know how these wasps were even getting in here, but he said he saw no way they could get in there. But I realized that sometimes when we're afraid of certain things or even irritated by them, I believe that the challenge is for us not to be. And I believe that the moment I made up in my mind that I wasn't gonna worry about the wasp, I haven't seen one since, ironically. Um, Again, I believe if God gives you a test, it's a passable test. Anyway, so there was a red wasp in the front of the door, and I was standing there looking, and I took my shoe off, and I'm about to smack it. And then she looked. She doesn't speak very much English, but she said "B," and I was like, "Worse, it's a wasp." She comes around the corner. She has a white. Now listen, now she had on like a little Adidas on, some little jeans, like tapered jeans, t-shirt, and a white bucket hat. She takes her white bucket hat off, go get the wasp with her hat, goes like this. She says, "Look, see," and she just kills the wasp right there. And I'm looking at her like, now listen, now, like I said before, this woman can't turn off being honorable. She can't turn off being respectful. She can't turn off being loving. But that's part of her DNA. And this is what commitment is. When you're committed to these things, it's like a waterfall. It's not gonna stop. And so I realized that we got to get committed. Once we're committed to God, it's automatic. You can't turn it off. You can turn it off now because you wishy-washy, you're flip-flopping back and forth, and you're lukewarm. You can turn it off, but when you're fully committed, you can't turn it off. So it's all or nothing. That's why God said, be the hot or cold. Don't be lukewarm. But and then one more thing I realized was that my philosophy in life is that it's my fault, and everything is my fault. I got fired from my job because I didn't want to get the snake bite. It's still my fault because there was probably another play I could have made. I didn't do it. I didn't act strategically when I was going against my job, and I lost. So that's my fault. Everything is my fault. And I realized that once everything became my fault, life got better for me. And this is what I learned at 43. Life got better for me when everything was my fault, because if everything is my fault, nobody can control me. But then I also realized yesterday that God said the same thing. Imagine, God coming down here to die in the flesh because God realized in God's infinite wisdom that it was God's fault because God what? Chose to create us. That's why God gave us all these gifts and gave us the keys and the power, because God is like, it's not fair if I'm going to make these beings, I'm going to make these beings because of love, then I got to make them and I got to allow them to be free completely. That's why the Old Testament different from the New Testament, because the New Testament is really all about freedom, meaning that God gives us the ability to choose. Hold on, somebody said question. Yes, I enjoy writing. Hold on, I'm gonna get to that. Yes. So I realized working these last couple of weeks that wasps, they don't really bother you. And it's funny because working on houses and stuff, you're around insects all the time. And I realized something, that most insects are investigating. They're looking for water, food, shelter. So it may seem like they're trying to attack you, but they're actually just investigating everything. Like they're looking at everything. And I realized that if you stay calm, they gonna just fly away. But anyway, um, what was I saying? Oh yeah. So the my fault attitude is really you taking ultimate responsibility for everything. And so God was like, I take responsibility for everything to the point where I'm going to make myself the sacrifice, right? Right? That way we ain't got to do all this sacrificing animals and all this stuff. What's up, Shay? Somebody said a wasp stung me for no reason while I was in a golf tournament. Well, I got stung. Every time I got stung by a wasp, it was because I was either invading their home. Usually, I was invading a nest somewhere. I don't think I haven't gotten stung minding my own business. I haven't. Well, I take that back. I had just got my hair cut about 2 years ago, 2020, and I put some of that natural, that all natural grease in your head, with the lemongrass and the honey, and it was smelling, and a wasp flew in my head and just pinged me and took off. So yeah, you might be right, JT, but it hasn't happened since. But what was my point? I lost my train of thought. Okay, so God said that it was my fault. I take full responsibility, and so everything is my fault. Everything. Um, then I also realized yesterday that Joseph, Abraham took, was it Jacob? Who did Abraham's son was Jacob, right? So hold on. Yeah. So yeah, Katie, you're right. once you start working around animals and nature and stuff, you start, developing relationships with them. So it's like I had adopted a little red ant. Now listen, I don't even fool with red ants either, but I adopted a red ant here, and I would bring them insects that had, were dying or falling, or injured, whatever. I take them to the ants, let them eat them up. But what's up, Russell? Thank you. Yes, my bad. Isaac. I'm sorry. Isaac, because Isaac is the father of Jacob. Yes. Yes. My bad. My bad. So Isaac, right? So in that story, Abraham says that basically God's going to make a way so he would have to sacrifice Isaac. In other words, like, so basically, Abraham already knew that the test wasn't really for him. I realized yesterday that the test was for Isaac. The test wasn't for Abraham. It actually was for Isaac, because Abraham said out of his own mouth that God was going to provide a way. So Abraham already knew. Isaac didn't know. But Isaac didn't know, but he was what? He was willing to be the sacrifice. He was willing to be the sacrifice. And I learned yesterday that you got to be willing to be the sacrifice. When you don't know, you got to be willing. And as I was driving, back to Atlanta from Montgomery, I saw a rainbow. I haven't seen a rainbow in like 2 years. I saw a rain. When I tell you I saw a rainbow, I saw a rainbow like I was driving into the rain. That's how clear it was on the freeway. It was like a rainbow, like vivid, see all the colors coming out, and I'm driving towards it. And I said, that's confirmation. And I said, that's why God put that rainbow up for us, because when that rainbow is present, that means God is still here. God is still with us. So that's what I learned yesterday. Yes, I do enjoy writing. Someone asked me, do I rap? I still make music. Listen, I'm not gonna stop. I love making music. You know, I ain't asking y'all to buy my music. I ain't selling CDs, none of that. But I do enjoy making music. And I'm gonna do another project too. I think I'm gonna call it the free will experience. Any more questions? I can't see these questions. Okay. Yeah, I do. I just listen. I just make music. I'm not spitting no verse. I listen. I enjoy music. I'm very much into music. I write everything. At the end of the day, though, I don't make music to get on Billboard. I don't make music for any other reason but me enjoying music. Um, oh, Kaya. Oh, I love Kaya though. Kaya is hilarious. What am I looking forward to? I'm looking forward to, still, growing and learning. Obviously, I'm looking forward to some land. Looking forward to self sustainability. Looking forward to those types of things. Who's your favorite artist? Oh, that's tough. I mean, it's too many good artists out there, man. I'm the type of person that there's just too many good artists. Like, I'm the type of person that thinks Prince is better than Michael Jackson. Like, so I'm just a music person. So I enjoy all types of music. If you all can see my music on my phone, you'd be like, what the? It's literally everything. Alternative, rock, oldies. It's literally everything. I just enjoy music. Oh, wide awake. Oh, thanks for the happy birthday. Oh, yeah, wide awake. I don't know if you all saw my video on IG, but he left a comment, and it's kind of an underhanded comment. But at the end of the day, though, this is my school of thought on anything. If any time in my life where I felt any kind of pressure, whether it be anybody threatening me or taking away something from me or doing anything to me to where I felt like you wronging me, I always bucked and fought back. I never took it. So black people telling me that white folks have been oppressing them for 400 years, I'm like, y'all a bunch of cowards. Because there's no way I would do it. There's no way I'm gonna let somebody bully me for 400 years. It's not gonna happen. It's not gonna happen for 4 minutes, for 4 seconds. So at the end of the day, black folks tell me they're oppressed by white people, I'm gonna just say they're cowards. Because anytime I felt oppressed in my life, I bucked. Nobody in my family has not been the buckers. There's nobody in my family talking about they oppressed. Nobody, not in my family, not in mine. If they feel wrong, they want to see the white meat, and the white meat is, splitting your head open to the white meat. So, well, happy birthday, Russ. Happy birthday, Russ. That's right, Katie. Mother Buckers. I only like one Prince song. Other than that, he's whack. God, Brandon. Brandon be saying, you can tell Brandon is young because he says the craziest things. Like Brandon be saying something. Brandon will say something good and then back it up with something crazy. That's youth, though. When you just say something good and then back it up, it's like good, crazy, good, crazy. It's like a roller coaster, but that's being young, though. Hopefully he'll grow out of that. But yeah, but I saw your comment wide awake, and he said he's not a coward. But if you think that white people are oppressing black people, then you're a coward. It's no other way around it. It's no different than if a man was oppressing your family, you would fight back. So I just don't understand. If we're oppressed and we're not fighting back, then we're cowards. Like it's just a no-brainer to me. Like, what are we talking about? If y'all saw me getting bullied, if y'all saw me somewhere and somebody was running their hands through my pocket, taking my money out, y'all be like, man, what you doing? Y'all would call me a coward. So how is it any different now? I'll tell you why. Because when it comes to black people, you got to give them extra grace and extra mercy. You got to be extra nice to them. You got to make excuses. You got to placate to them. You got to pander to them. You got to coddle them. No, no. I just saw a Korean lady who I didn't even know save me from a wasp. And then I got y'all calling me sellout. Who am I going to listen to? The woman who could barely speak English saving me from the wash, sweeping the floor, or black folks calling me a sellout? It's a no-brainer. It's a no-brainer. I realized in 2020 that black people didn't want nothing. And it was very disheartening for me. It's very hard. It was very hard for me to realize that black folks wasn't really about what they were talking about. That was a shock to me because when this snake bite came out, I just knew black people were going to buck. When Joe Biden said, if you don't know who to vote for between me and Donald Trump and you ain't black, I just knew that black people were going to buck. So imagine my shock when I see all the elders, the big mamas, all the pastors, all the CEOs, all the artists, all the athletes, all the entertainers, all the politicians, when I see everybody in the black society tell us to line up and get that snake bite, I was floored and flabbergasted. I couldn't believe it. You mean to tell me all of y'all? I felt like Kanye. 400 years? That sounds like a choice. You mean it was 400 years and it was all of y'all? I felt just like Kanye. You mean it was all of y'all? All of our leaders? Everybody? Even Farrakhan said, oh, the virus came from God. What? No, we know exactly where the virus came from. So to take our minds off of the real culprits, Farrakhan said it came from God, not Bill Gates, not Fauci, not Klaus Schwab, not the CDC, not the World Health Organization, not these wicked families, but God. That's Farrakhan. So imagine my shock when I'm finding out that Black people have been the ones perpetuating this nonsense the entire time. Civil rights movement, fake. Whole slave narrative, fake. Harriet Tubman, fake. All this stuff was fake. It's not real. And how do I know it's not real? Because the moment when Black people should have flooded the streets and said no, I heard us on TV saying, I don't care what's in it. I'm going to stick out my arms and I'm going to get the shot. Do you know how disheartening that was for me? I grew up around strong women and strong men. Do you know how disheartening it was for me to see people that I thought were strong and of God fold that quickly because a white man got on TV and said, you better do it or else? White people offering you all hamburgers, French fries, cigarettes, donuts, lap dances, nights with prostitutes. Like, look what they were offering my people, and my people didn't even take up the offer. They did it for free. Most of the folks I know that are Black didn't even get the hamburger. They didn't even get the French fries. They didn't even get the gift card for $50. They didn't even get the incentive. They got nothing but to keep their job. So at my job, they said, get the shot. I said, no, I'm not getting it. And I'm not taking the test either. That's me. It didn't take 400 years. It took for them one time to tell me, and I immediately said no. So if it takes you 400 years, it's because you want to be there. If it takes you 400 years to fight against somebody, it's because you want to be there. Because you're a coward. Because you know and I know if you get on TV and talk about them Jews, you're going to get your head cut off and you know it. If you get on TV and talk about the LGBTQs, you're going to get your head cut off and you know it. So what you do is you take the safe route and you talk about the people that white liberals tell you to talk about. So you all a bunch of cowards. So anybody getting on social media telling me that I'm a sellout is a coward. Why? Because when it was time for me to sell out, I didn't. When it was time for y'all to sell out, you did. And I saw you all do it by the millions. So if you want to ask me why I feel the way I feel, then ask me. Don't assume. I saw you all taken to the streets, and I still got my video coming. My video on how the whole George Floyd thing was fake. I got my video coming. Y'all keep getting played every single time, and you only get played because you feel insecure, you feel inferior, you feel less than to white people. That is the only way this stuff works. If you felt like you were equal to white people, or as you say, better than white people, none of this stuff would work because you would be insulted by what they put in your face. That's why in my video, I put clips of how these people talk to you all. You all don't say anything. How Joe Biden talks to you. How the guy said this is medical, this is reparations. You all getting a snake bite. It's reparations. I put in clips of how people talk to you all and you don't do anything. So when I call someone a coward, it's for a reason. I don't just throw the words out. So if people want to ask me, if you want to ask me, if you want to ask me why I feel the way I feel, this is why. Because my heart was shattered 2 years ago when I realized that you all wasn't really about it. And now we're about to have round two of this thing, and I'm about to be more disgusted. I hear a whole bunch of black folks saying they're not taking any more of these shots. These were the same black folks that said they wasn't going to take the first shots. And they ended up taking the first shots and the booster. So there's nowhere in my mind, I believe that these same black people, chosen people, won't get the microchip and won't get the mark of the beast. So the veil has been lifted from my eyes. I don't have any sympathy. I don't have any sorrow. I lost an entire career. I was in a career field. I lost my entire career behind foolishness, wickedness, evil. And you think I have sympathy for you all crying about white folks? I don't. I don't. Happy birthday to you all, whoever has a birthday today or yesterday or the next few days. Happy birthday, y'all. Anybody else have any questions? I saw some. Look at this person. Somebody wide awake said he nor his wife are vaccinated. He lost his job in March of 21. He said he grows food and butchers wild game. He said I do music, movies, community work. That's excellent. All that's excellent. But listen, I worked in the community for years. For years. I've been in what they call the trenches. I've worked with the most I work with the killers, the drug dealers, all of them. And I realized one thing: any program that is out there helping black people is not good. Because unless you're getting black people to not be black, then there's no point in doing it. The problem with black people is that them identify with being black, because to be black is to be controlled. So there's some level of control every black person is going to experience by being black. I hear it all the time. We as black women got to do this. We as black men got to do this. Black people got to do this. No, you don't. You ain't did it. You ain't did it. You're not gonna do it. It's foolish. It's foolish. We have to get people to start being self-reliant. In order to be self-reliant, a person has to strip away all vices, and skin color is a vice. If you truly want to be of God, you have to get rid of all worldly concepts. That includes race. So you run around talking about you black this and you black that, you're not godly, because God is a spirit. Now, I didn't see anybody drop dead from the snake bites, you know. But I want to be clear though, I don't hate anyone. I don't really hate or dislike it. It's not really that deep for me. But at the same time though, you can't be running around talking about y'all revolutionaries and you gonna do all this stuff, and I watched y'all fold. You can't do it. It's no different than how you all laugh at people that get beat in a boxing match talking about they really wanted to fight. Y'all laugh at him. Y'all laugh at Adrian Bronner when he said he won the fight. Hold on. So y'all laugh at people that do it. But guess what? I'm laughing at you all when y'all do it. So when y'all tell me y'all this most powerful and all this and all that stuff, but then turn around and tell me, white people are oppressing you, I'm laughing at you. Ain't nobody oppressing you. Nobody is oppressing you. Nobody, except yourself, not even the devil. The devil has no authority, no power over you, zero. So that means the devil ain't even bothering you. So I know good and well ain't no white folks bothering you. If the devil ain't got no power over you, ain't no way a white person got power over you. It's impossible. No, I didn't see that Gino had a debate with the Muslims or the Hebrew Israelites. Klaus Schwab said by 2030, you're going to own nothing and be happy. Okay, I got two questions here before I get back to that point. What do you think about the churches that agreed to be testing and jab sites? I believe that what we saw in 2020, because I remember when the churches shut down on their own. Like the churches shut down before any kind of mandate. Before anything was issued, the churches shut down on their own. And my spirit told me this is the beginning of the end. Because at that moment, once you see the churches becoming test sites and jab sites, then you know it's combining the church and the state. So once the church and the state combine, now we're already into the end times with the beast system. Because once the church and the state combines, we're already one step close to a one world government. They've already combined Christianity and Islam, and Judaism is next. They're going to have a one world religion. I'm telling you all this. They're going to make you follow one religion. All y'all righteous, walking on water people, reading the scriptures and all this, they're going to make y'all worship that beast image. They're going to have these big 10-story statues in every major city. They already talked about rolling them out. These 10-story statues of these images. First, they're gonna put Spider-Man on there, and put Beyonce on there, and put Barack on there, put Kamala on there, put your favorite people on there. You know, put the baby on there, little baby. You know, put your favorites on there. Then you might go up there and press a button. It might show you on there, but then they're gonna slowly creep y'all in, and eventually it's gonna be the Antichrist image on there. Y'all gonna have to bow down and worship it. I can see all this. I know all stuff's gonna happen. I grew up my whole life believing that Black people were spiritual, just to find out they're not. How do I know this? Because Black people can't see the forest through the trees. How could a Black person think I can do what Margaret Sanger wants me to do and it turns out good? How could a Black person think I can do what Margaret Sanger and all the other eugenicists want me to do and it turns out good? I just don't. So there are many dots that we don't connect as a people. And I realize we don't because falling into this racism stuff is going to dumb you down. You all understand they are dumbing you down spiritually to where you can't even seek any wisdom. You can't even get any wisdom. You can't even get any understanding because they make everything about race. If everything is about race, you're going to die. If everything is about race, you're going to die. Why do you say that, Blanche? Because if everything is about race and you're last man on the totem pole, you're done. If it's really about race, you're done. Because you are the people that have been fighting 400 years and losing. You're 0-400. You have the worst record in any modern sports in history. You're 0-400. You haven't won one battle, one fight, one war, one scuffle, one scrimmage, nothing. You all are 0-400. They dumb you down with race. That's how they dumb you down. So when you go outside, I just had a Korean lady who didn't know me from Adam. This woman was working with me like she knew me for 40 years. And y'all think it's about race. It's never been about race. It's about honor. It's about character. It's about morals and principles, but you can't see that because you're black. And as long as you're black, you're going to die. Because if you're black, they're going to tell you, they're going to put somebody on TV that's black and they're going to say, everybody that looks like me, go down to this camp. Everybody that looks like me, go down to this green zone. Everybody that looks like me, get this chip in your hand or your forehead. They got something for you if you're black because you identify with ignorance and foolishness. That's why J. Edgar Hoover said he's looking for a Messiah. He never said black Messiah. Black folks put the black in front of it. J. Edgar Hoover never said black Messiah. He said a Messiah that would unify the people, that would unify black people. That should let you all know that the Messiah he's talking about won't identify as black. They tell y'all the truth and give y'all the clues, but you're so brainwashed with race, you can't see nothing. You can't learn nothing. God can't even talk to you. How is God going to talk to you? You don't like white people. How is God going to give you divine revelation and you don't like white people? If God loves everybody and you don't like white people, you're already at odds with God. You're supposed to love white people. You're supposed to love white people and Asian people and Latin people and your own people. We can talk. We can talk if you really want to talk and you really want to know. All them folks in Chicago on the South Side, and they barely even see any white people. They barely even see any white people. How in the world could white folks be their problem? And they barely even, there are some parts in Atlanta right now, there are no white people still. There are certain parts in the South, you don't see no white people. How are white folks your problem? You don't even see them. It's a narrative and a design. They told you all that you were a slave, and then they kept reminding you. So your subconscious thinks that you're still a slave. So when they said put the mask on, y'all put the mask on like y'all was picking cotton. Y'all put them mask on, got them shots, and went right to work. I know slavery was a choice. Didn't nobody force y'all on no ship. You can't force nobody on the ship. You can't force someone to be a slave. You can't force someone to be a slave because they're going to choose death. And if enough people choose death, you're going to stop your slave trade. This right here isn't a lucrative business for us. We're losing too many slaves. Think they got you on a slave ship for 3 months. They got 3 months worth of water. Yeah, right. It's not even feasible. It's not even possible. You couldn't boil enough water and get the vapors to hydrate all them people on the ship. And y'all still falling for it. They can't find the slave ship. What did I tell you? They can't find them. Every year, slavery movie, slavery show. Getting on TV, slavery. You notice they keep going back to slavery. Why do these folks keep going back to slavery? It's so racist now, but you got to point back to slavery. Just to find out that everybody owns slaves. Shh. Shh. Be quiet, Blanche. So you want to know why? I'm telling you why. Because all of it's a lie. Who's the guy in is it Switcher or the guy from the Matrix when he was talking to Agent Smith, and he says, I know this steak isn't real, but it tastes so good. Think about that. That was the coldest line in the movie, in my opinion. He said, I know this steak isn't real, but it tastes so good. Cyrus, thank you so much. It was Cyrus. I know this steak isn't real, but it tastes so good. That moment in that film was the moment that made him sell his people out because the steak tasted good. It wasn't real, computer program, but it tasted so good. And he sold his whole crew out for the taste of a fake steak. Now I want you to take that scenario and look at black people. I know this racism stuff ain't real, but it tastes so good. Everybody is making money off of you all believing that you were slaves. Everybody is making money off of you all believing that you were slaves. Y'all have not dug back into your lineage to even verify it. To even verify it. That's right. He said, make me famous and I don't want to remember nothing. Yeah, you don't want to be convicted. But you and I know you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. So once they would have plugged him back into the matrix, he would have knew it was fake. There's no way they would have been able to plug that man back up into the matrix. There's no way they would have been able to plug him back into the matrix. He not remember everything. He would have gotten to the matrix and he'd have been running around in the matrix talking about, this is fake, this isn't real, they lied to me. And he'd have been a crazy man. He'd have been a crazy man. So, dear black people, the jig is up. Klaus Schwab said by 2030, I don't care about your race. You're going to own nothing and be happy. Klaus Schwab said by 2030, I don't care about your civil rights. I don't care about your slave ships. I don't care about Big Mama. You're going to own nothing and be happy. Klaus Schwab said, I don't care what the person looks like. You're going to own nothing and be happy. So black people, you all can waste these next 7.5 years worried about race, or you can be preparing to fight. I know what you all are going to do. You're going to waste this 7.5 years talking about white folks, and you're going to wake up in a camp somewhere. Talking about there go Blanche flying by. And I'm going to be flying like a little crop duster plane, and it's going to have a flag behind it. It's going to say, I told you. I'm going to fly by once a day in my little crop duster. I'm going to say, I told y'all. Y'all going to be looking. And I ain't coming to get you. And I ain't dropping provisions either. I'm not coming to get y'all, and I'm not dropping provisions. I'm going to fly by with that flag. If you ever go to South Beach, they fly by with that with the plane with that flag talking about what club is having a thing, special night or whatever, with the little flag on the plane in South Beach. I'm gonna do the same thing above them camps. I told you. Then I'm gonna have my slogan. I'm gonna say, wait for it, free blast, get money, go. And y'all gonna read it. Y'all gonna be cursing me, but I ain't finna drop near care package, and I ain't finna stop. I'm gonna keep flying by. I'm gonna fly by and make y'all rebel against the folks keeping y'all in that camp. That's I'm gonna get y'all so mad at me that y'all gonna break the rules to get me, to get your freedom. I gotta trick y'all. I gotta trick y'all. Somebody said you ain't dropping no bundles. I wouldn't care if everybody down there was bald headed. I wouldn't care if I was in that plane looking down and I ain't see near edge down there. I didn't see no woman with an edge down there. I'm not dropping not near lace front. I don't care if you bald headed. I don't care if that little ponytail, that little scrunchy. I'm not dropping near bundle down there. Y'all gonna have to be bald headed. If you want these bundles, come. Matter of fact, my sign might say, "I got free bundles. Come get them." Now listen, now y'all might break out if I put free bundles on that flag. Y'all actually might break out of the prison deal. So I might put on there free bundles. I might put free bundles on there. I might do it. Yeah, I might put free bundles. But yeah, I'm not. But hopefully, you all want to break out. You know they breaking out. Y'all know good and well if they gotta listen. Imagine all the women in there. They ain't got no edges and they bald headed, and they fighting over who got the longest of the shortest hair. Just too much. And then I fly by talking about free bundles. Man, they will start a revolution in that camp if I fly by and say I got free bundles, free lace fronts. They would start, and y'all know they would. They start a revolution. And listen, it could be zombies outside. Listen, it could be zombies. That ain't gonna be enough. Zombies won't be enough. UN soldiers won't be enough. If them women want them bundles, free bundles, you ain't never seen an army like it. You ain't never seen an army like it. You ain't never seen an army like it. So that's what I would do. Because, my goal behind all of this is for you all to be free. It is. Right. Same with these women, I don't know what would get the guys to want to revolt. I don't know. What would motivate the man? I don't know. Because it can't be money. Won't be like, what would it be? I don't know. I don't know how to get the men motivated. Right. Right. Thank you so much, Crystal. Right, man. Oh, I guess maybe no sex. If they weren't have sex, well, so I gotta say what? Free vagina? What I gotta say? Strip club? What I gotta say? Free lap dance? What I gotta say? Get the men up. Free sex? I don't know. Somebody said Henny and prostitutes. Goodness. Everybody saying sex for the men. Somebody said skinny jeans and man purse. That's, oh my goodness. That's bad for the men. That's terrible. So if I fly by with a little outfit like skinny jeans and then big ugly Balenciaga shoes, some Henny, a stripper, and what? Then they gonna want to come. Now y'all, somebody mentioned monkeypox. Now y'all know the monkeypox is an adverse reaction to that jab. I'm seeing all these men from the other community talking about they got monkeypox. Now y'all know good and well, 99% of the LGBTQP, don't forget X, Y, and Z community is quadruple boosted. Most of the LGBTQP, don't forget X, Y, and Z community is quadruple boosted. So they have the highest versions of the snake bites in their body. So when they have sex, it's like the toxic Avenger having sex with who else is highly toxic and infectious? I don't even know. But imagine two people that's jabbed up to the max, having intercourse, exchanging. Really, it's probably just different aliens in their body fighting each other, and it's manifesting in monkeypox on their face. I seen one dude, he had monkeypox. Megan McGlover has a video, shows a guy got monkeypox all around his mouth. Could you imagine monkey mouth? Yeah, imagine if Swamp Thing. Nah, Swamp Thing was clean though, but he was clean. Toxic Avenger was toxic. These men got the highest level of snake bite, and they coming together, and they aliens is swapping through and then they fighting each other. So they having a war of the worlds in their body, and it's manifesting in monkeypox. But the dude had monkeypox. He had a monkeypox goatee. Ugh, big bumps. So then I seen one dude. He had bumps everywhere, Even on how you get bumps on the palm of your hands? How you get bumps on the palm of your hands? But the LGBTQ community is so jabbed up to where it's like it's literally the highest potent of the snake bites combining with each other. Don't tell them what it's doing. I believe that if two men are jabbed up and having sex, it's really a threesome because them coming together with the snake bites coming together creates a whole other different entity there. So it's basically them probably getting drilled by the alien. We'll tell them what's going on. I honestly don't think it's made up. I just think it's an adverse reaction to the snake bite. I think it's just the monkeypox. It may not. And funny thing is, it might not even be monkeypox. It's just an adverse reaction to the snake bite. So they're just calling it monkeypox. We'll tell them what it really is. Could be alien pox. I don't know. But it's just an adverse reaction, I believe, to that snake bite. I just talked with someone and he said he got his second booster. He got the Peter pandemic and he couldn't walk. Listen to me. He got the second booster, got the Peter pandemic again, and he couldn't walk. He said he just now started walking again. It paralyzed him. These are the side effects to these snake bites, and folks are still playing around. And he's still saying, he still ain't even saying it's the snake bite. He's saying that when you get older, the Peter pandemic affects the older people more. But dog, you done took 4 snake bites though. It shouldn't be affecting you at all. You got 4 in you. It's crazy. Oh, I had another question. What are you most thankful for today? I'm most thankful for, friends, family, people that care about me, my health, my house, my car. Um, I got a job. Uh, everything. I'm thankful for everything. For you guys being on here, I'm thankful for everything. Yeah. Any more questions? Right, man. And they told us to trust the science. Then Fauci got on TV and said he was science. I want y'all to understand this stuff is moving very fast. 2030 is around the corner. It's about to be 2023. We are 6 months, 5 months away from 2023. And they said by 2030, you're going to own nothing to be happy. So that means even if they fail, they're going to try. Even their trying is going to be difficult for you. If all of your energy is going towards some white person that you don't even know, you're going to lose the fight because Klaus Schwab is still white. Take that same energy you have for white people, just give it to Klaus Schwab, give it to Bill Gates, give it to Elon Musk, give it to George Soros. They still white, give it to them. You can still dislike white people, just dislike the right ones, the ones pulling the strings. Don't dislike Billy Bob. Don't dislike Bubba. They can't do nothing. Dislike the folks that can do something. I don't know who Fillmore is from Disney. No one's ever told me that. Folks I know pretty much, they don't watch, I don't think they watch Disney. That's exactly what it is. It's that we are the up against the dark side of the force. But it's still balanced because the Jedi's use the force, the same force, they all use the same force. The force itself isn't biased. The force is the force. Whether you use it for evil or good, it's still the force. Yes, Billy Bob is going to fight though. So when push comes to shove, Billy Bob is going to fight. But it's going to listen. Everybody has all their own hangups. You know, in this whole post-apocalyptic thing where we're going to experience, a lot of white people aren't going to listen to anybody that's black. They're not going to listen to black people. And I'm not going to say it's because of race. It's because of black people have been so foolish, not just foolish to be foolish, but listening to Democrats. So in the end time, your face card is going to be bad. But then eventually, white people have to learn that, guess what? You got to base on individuals too, because we all got to come together. And just because you have more guns than me or more farmland doesn't mean you're more equipped to know what's going on. Everybody has to come together because everybody has different skills and gifts to offer. Everybody has hangups. It's going to go in sections. And the more shifts and changes happens, the less and less people are involved. Because most people are going to fold. But I know what we up against. Everybody gonna have their own plans, and they say our plan's gonna work. You're gonna say your plan's gonna work, and then this plan's gonna work, and then all this. I know, but I'm telling you right now, street smarts is not gonna get you through this. You're gonna have wisdom from God. Street smarts is not gonna work, and most of y'all ain't got no street smarts anyway, because y'all fell for the okie doke with the snake bite. Yeah, I can do another live about if the book is fake, all is lost. Because you all know this, that nobody's going to fight for their chakras. Nobody's going to fight for chakras. Nobody's going to fight for crystals. Nobody's going to fight for the star. No, that's not going to motivate nobody to fight. Somebody got a gun to your head, you don't even care about your chakras. You don't have any food, you don't care about your chakras. So people aren't going to fight for these things. People talking about it's going to be a new world, new earth. You won't be there. You don't have what it takes. You won't be there. Everybody wants an escape. I'm gonna be in the fifth dimension. No, you won't. Be right here. Ain't nobody going nowhere. Ain't nobody finna rapture up out of here. Everybody finna get this work. Do you all think in your greatest test to prove who you are to yourself and to God, that God's gonna deny you that? Nah, you finna get all this work and all of this smoke. Ain't nobody going nowhere. We're going to experience all of it. You ain't going nowhere. You're going to prove who God said you were. You're going to prove to be who God said you were, or you're going to prove to be who Satan said you were. God put a decree on your life, and so did Satan. Who are you going to prove right? Because you ain't going nowhere. And I still see a bunch of women holding on to this fantasy of this guy that don't exist. You mean to tell me he's over 6 feet, he got a six-pack, he make over six figures, and he don't have the snake bite, and he loves God, and he's saving himself for marriage, and he don't have any vices? I'm not saying he's not out there. I'm just saying he may not look how you envision him to look. That's all I'm saying. And trust me, when I'm out here looking at these women, most I've seen women on dating sites, right, from our community. They were so proud to announce they were jabbed up, put on their profile. Now, listen, I don't do dating profiles. I don't go online to date. But a friend of mine has an account, and we go through there looking, and he'll be taking pictures to show me how many women were proud to be jabbed up, but now they took it down. Why do you think those women pulled that I'm jabbed down? Why do you think those? Oh, thank you, Yasmin. Why do you think those women are taking down those jab stickers? Now I'm saying, listen, I don't do online dating. I don't because I don't believe in it. I believe it's BS. Me personally, I don't believe in it. Because if you go on, if you actually look at the profiles, first of all, some of the women put the worst pictures of themselves up as a profile picture. I'm like, why would you put that? Like, y'all would be shocked at the pictures they. I'm like, why would you even do that? Like no man's gonna pick you based on just the picture. Are you curvy? Are you big? Like you, you're not, athletic and thick. You fat. Like why? What? So it's just when it comes to online dating, it's actually to me worse than regular dating because in online dating, a person can create this. They can create something, and when you're already on the site, you're already thinking that y'all are like minded, meaning that you both want to get in a relationship. So your guards already down. You're actually anticipating this person's going to be who you want them to be, and it's all a lie. I know a whole bunch of guys going online dating just to sleep with chicks. Now, why somebody say I met my husband online? Yeah, but anyway, I just noticed that a lot of women are taking down their um, "I've been poked" sign that they were so proud of and removing it from their profile. I'm just like, why? It's only one or two reasons. Either they're having side effects and they don't want someone to put the two and two together because they know it's from that, and they don't want to meet someone to tell them what it is, and they say, "Oh, it's this," or it's difficult dating when you cut out a whole group of guys that have character. Because we can all agree that if a guy said no to the snake bite, he at least has some level of character. He got some level of caring about himself. So, you remove that, you know, and yeah, that's what I see. A lot of overweight women, a lot of overweight women, a lot of bad pictures. It's rough. Online dating is not a. I don't recommend it. I'm sorry, I don't recommend it. How do you feel about Kyrie Irving? You think he's part of the system or he actually is part of the revolution? Well, I'm gonna be real with you. I don't think anybody that's that big is a part of no kind of revolution. Um, I don't. Now maybe he didn't get the snake bite, but I heard it coming out with a vegan version. Is he not gonna take that? Is he not gonna get the chip? Like, I mean, he may say no now, but we say no all the way to the end. Because saying no to the end means you got to get the world up. Is Kyrie Irving prepared to give the world up? I don't know. Because that's what it takes if you're serious. Yeah, yeah. But that's like I say about Kyrie. So I don't, none of the people are for the revolution. If there's even a revolution. I mean, you know. Any more questions? Y'all need to ask now before I go. What's up, heart after God? Yeah, so yeah, I don't listen, man. Nothing surprises me. And for a person to tell me that they're woke or part of this revolution or whatever, I mean, I just got to see it. I got to listen to them talk. I got to see it. You know. Oh yeah, you can't buy badges because I got to have 10,000 followers to get badges. On some other account is over 10,000, but you got to have 10,000 to get badges. But y'all can ask questions. If not, I'm about to go. I'm about to go. Yeah. If anybody's a revolutionary, they're not going to be on TV. They wouldn't dare put a real person on TV, revolutionary or anything. You know. um, I'm serious now about you know the creating a network and people. Creating a network and all of that. I'm serious now. Um, I was thinking about that yesterday when I was driving back to Atlanta, but I was thinking about you know us coming together. The more I'm working on these houses and stuff, the more I understand a lot of this stuff works. Like how building works, how feasible it is to have a community. So yeah, I mean, I'm serious about it now. What am I doing for my birthday? Nothing. I helped my friend move. Helped my friend move today. Do a. I had to go do finish up a job. Um, Took about 2 hours. Then honestly, man, I'm just happy to be alive. Um, Someone said, "Are you strapped, Blanche?" Yeah, I'm strapped. Yeah, I'm strapped. I'm strapped up, and I'm about to get more strapped. You know. Thank you for the birthday wishes. Oh, I'm gonna go on TikTok. I gotta post some stuff on TikTok. I'm gonna be on TikTok. Are you a part of the thing that he's trying to do with donations for that, like networking preparation? Oh yeah, I'm there to offer my advice. No, I ain't got no pistols. I ain't got no pistols. Ain't what I got. Yeah, Niv Black, you can come on and talk about the construction process because we got to be able to build. you know, if you go and watch the Amish be building houses by hand. I'm talking about like all hand. Like it's amazing. Watching the Amish build. So it's possible to do. We can do it. Thank you, Idris. I had nothing planned for my birthday. And honestly, I forgot it was my birthday today until yesterday when I was driving back. I didn't realize it was the 28th. Um, but I don't really have any plans. I had a great birthday last year. Do I have a Patreon? I do have a Patreon. Um, yeah, I have a Patreon. Well, yeah, I'm in the beginning stages of construction. I just talk about entry level, apprentice level. Thank you, Gracefully Created. Oh, you send a cash app. Thank you, Lynn Drew. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Um, Someone said the Amish built our house in a week. You see what I'm talking about? Like we can build a home in a week. Like, listen, we can do it. Oh, just the frame, my bad. Well, just anyway, it don't matter. Frame, they building a house. Thank you, Heart After God. Thank you. All right, y'all. I don't see any more questions, but listen, you all. Thank y'all for spending my birthday with me, and I love y'all. Thank y'all so much. Um, yeah, and hopefully, coming up soon, we can start preparing and start getting some land. Once we get this ball rolling, it's not going to stop. And the goal is for us to have sustaining communities. Um, and just even think about if you had like 100 people, 200 people that were unified on something. Now you can go to the school board and make demands, or go to your local offices and make demands, because that many people can make demands. The problem is we all split over everywhere. We can make demands if we come together. If we move as one. So I'm just throwing out some things. Yeah, and it's a community. Now we don't have synergy for that. You got to think, because you got to get rid of your ego. You got to first of all, you can't build a community if you blaming white people. I'm sorry. What you gonna say? The hammer's racist, the nail is racist, the wood is racist. Like, you can't build a community if you blaming white people. Come on, man. We too old for that, especially the men. Stop making excuses. Get out there and get it done. Get out there and get it done. I done started this job and I don't know what I'm doing, but I'm doing it because I'm working like I'm working unto the Lord. And I realize that the verse says that if a man don't work, he don't eat. But I promise you, it's not talking about food, because there's a whole bunch of sorry men out there that ain't working, that's eating. If a man don't work, he don't eat. What is he not eating? That man's not eating what? Food for thought. Because faith without works is dead. And man cannot live by bread alone, but by every word that proceeds out of the mouth of God. So if a man don't work, he don't eat. That ain't talking about a pork chop sandwich. That's talking about this. Because when a man is working and committed to a task, his mind is working. And if a man is really working, he's working like he's working unto God. And if he's working like he's working unto God, then now God can download all these things that this man needs. God has a beautiful system in place. Because I'll be on these jobs working, and when I'm working, like, you know what? Let me do this like God was watching. Now I can start getting some revelations. God can start speaking to you. It says something about a man's character to treat the person's job or whoever they're working for, their own business, like they're doing it for God. It says something about a man or a woman. So if a man don't work, he don't eat. And if man can't live by bread alone, then what the man has to eat ain't dietary. It's what's going to feed his spirit. So that's what I'm learning. If Bill Gates offered me 20 million to stop making videos, and would I take the jab? No. And I realized because me not doing what I'm doing is going to cost somebody their life. Somebody's going to die if I don't do this. So 20 million ain't worth it. Why he going to give me 20 million just to turn around tomorrow and the money ain't worth nothing? Nothing, the ways of man seemeth right, but the end is death. If I was going to sell out, I would have sold out a long time ago. I don't want nothing from Bill Gates, not nothing. If Bill Gates give me $20 million, it's going to be cursed. This man trying to destroy the world. I don't want nothing from him, nothing. This world, these people are wicked, man. Everything that glitters ain't gold. All money ain't good money. We used to speak like this. Now we just folding for anything. Something that has a 99.8% recovery rate, but it's deadly. Get out of here, man. That's the problem now. We done lived in so much decadence. They came along and said, you can't go on vacation, and we folded. What happened to the water fountains? What happened to the back of the bus? What happened to the cotton fields? You can't go on vacation and y'all folded? Disgusting. Disgusting. So I don't want Bill Gates' money. People say everybody got a price. I ain't got no price. I'm past the price stage. I don't care. Let me tell y'all something. When you stop having sex, you stop going out, you stop entertaining foolishness, it's going to build a different type of resolve in you. You're not going to be impressed with this world anymore. When you stop indulging in the world and see it for what it is, you're not going to be impressed with it. They're not going to be able to entice you with it. They're able to entice you with the world because you're still indulging in it. If you don't indulge in the world, it's not impressive. So it's going to be hard to get me to sell out if I don't want the world. What am I selling out for? So no, I don't want nothing from Bill Gates. Not nothing. I want to get it out the mud like I'm doing now. And if God sees fit for me to have and do it, then it's going to happen. But I'm going to put forth my best effort to have the money to buy the land, to have the life I want for me and my family, friends, wife, children. You know, I'm not opposed to being rich or successful. I'm just opposed to these people wanting me to give me riches in exchange for something that's priceless. I ain't doing it because I really ain't that impressed with the world. I've been looking at trucks. I ain't looking at Bugattis and Ferraris. I'm looking at trucks. I'm looking at land. I'm looking at tents. I'm looking at guns. I'm looking at crops. I ain't looking at the world. I ain't impressed. I remember years ago, I was in South Beach with my friend. We were going to get to this club and they were holding a line. Now, normally if they hold a line, I used to go up to talk to the security guy, you know, talk to him, you know, try to enable to get, you know, we can cut the line and get in. You know, I was very good at negotiating some to get something for free. Um, and that skill is going to come in handy later on when it comes to getting all the stuff we need. But and I'm talking to the guy, he's trying to give me a hard time. I'm talking to him, and the door opens up, and I see two people leaving. And I looked into the club, and I literally saw that the club was empty, but I literally saw smoke and mirrors. The club was empty, and I literally looked, and it was literally smoke and it was mirrors. And my boy was like, "Man, I can't do it. Ain't nobody even in there." Now, the irony of that story is in 2020, same thing. I wanted to go into the club, which was the world, making money, all this stuff. I wanted to go in, and I looked into the world, and I saw people leaving out, and I looked, and it was literally smoke and mirrors. All this stuff is fake. It's an illusion. What they told us is fun is an illusion. They had us abandon everything that was good to have fun, to turn up, to be lit. So no, I don't have a price. And you better not have a price now. Everybody has a price, that's a cop-out. Everybody has a price means everybody's going to sin, which goes back to the Christian doctrine of nobody being perfect, which means I don't have to try, which means I'm good. No. You can be perfect. You don't have to sin. If sin is a conscious choice and you sin on purpose, you don't have to sin. You can control your thoughts. There's a scripture that says, "Be ye perfect like your Father is in heaven." So God expects perfection. Nobody's perfect. All that means is you want to get a pass on sinning. That's all it means. Because anybody that's really about this walk would never say that. It don't even cross their mind because you too focused on the path. Nobody's perfect. We can't do that. Everybody's going to sin. Not when you're born again. You see, the rules change when you're born again. When you're born again, it's something else. You become a new creature. It's something else. Different set of stakes now because you've been born again. You got a clean slate now. But y'all don't want to hear that, though. Y'all want to think nobody's perfect. All these things we say, these doctrines, all this stuff, it's just all about doing what you want to do. And all this stuff we've been so decadent about all these years, now it's reared its ugly head, and the person behind the curtain has revealed who he is or who they are. They come out of that behind that curtain. Now we see who the enemies are. They're not hiding. In the moment folks saw the enemy, they turned into cowards. Isn't that funny? Everybody was so brave when they couldn't see the enemy. And now that they can see the enemy, they said, "Well, give me the shot. Matter of fact, give me 2 of them. Matter of fact, give me 3 of them. Matter of fact, give me 4 of them." Everybody was tough in 2019. Tough. 2020, folded like a cheap suit. You're welcome, Monica. Ain't nobody watching it. Let me tell y'all something. If y'all don't ever notice, these people in entertainment are scrambling. Ain't nobody buying this music. Ain't nobody watching these films. They ain't doing it. You can't put the toothpaste back in the tube. People have seen too much. You're not going to get people to get back into their movie theaters and watch that stuff if you're making all the movies woke. It's not going to happen. They'll never get the audience back they once had in the entertainment industry. Never. It's never going back. So if you don't have a price, it needs to be established now. I don't have a price now. I don't have to worry about in the future because I ain't got no price now. No. And most of you all can't even say that because you know you got a price. If you got a price, they're going to use it against you later. So it's better to have a price now. So I advise you all to start hating the world, despising the world, because they're going to use the world to get you. By 2030, they said you're going to own nothing and be happy. Once people own nothing, everything about the world is magnified and becomes a lust and desire to the thousandth degree. So you better get your mind made up now. Make your mind up now. Not when the challenge comes, not when the test comes, now. I'm not going to do it, period, under no circumstances. Be convicted. 80% of people got at least, over 80% of people got at least one of those shots. That means that over 80% of people out there don't have conviction, which should let you know not having conviction leads to death. Someone said the devil laid out all of the cards and people won't knock down the table or look down the table or look at the table. I'm sorry. I'm talking about flipping the table over. Yeah, look at the table. So you got to make your mind up now. Somebody even said there's worse things in death. Y'all shouldn't even be thinking about death. Y'all shouldn't even be thinking about death. Y'all should have no concern how you gonna get up out of here. Y'all should be so focused on your purpose that when it's time to go, God can say, I'm well pleased. Come on. Y'all trying to preserve life by giving yourself a death shot. That man said, I took my second booster, got the Peter pandemic and became paralyzed.